I'll be relatively quick. Excuse any messes herein as usual. It's about 14 minutes after 6 p.m. Damn it, gotta show my flip flops or part of them. 7th day of January, year 2022. I'm cutting open the avocados before they go bad. I ate some peanuts out of the freezer earlier. That's why they're in that. But, this has got the healthy fat and antioxidants. Those are good for you. But anyway, she brought them. This woman, without trying to say her name, if it's right or wrong, even if I said her first name, I'm not wanting to be disrespectful or overly divulgent over on here. Bam, I show that, that red deals are luggage. There's a black one over there with the handle on this side of the printer, on the right side of the sofa chair. Right on the other side of that box, can't see it, a black handle luggage. She's got nice luggage. She's got nice bags. And it's the way she set everything up, feminine. I went through that. The other day I found this pin card in there. She probably would put it in there because I wrote not used and it had since been used. And I found my Total Wireless $35 card that had never been scratched off, and that upset me. That's when I was looking for this stuff. I bought that myself. I can't remember when. That's not exactly cheap, the name brand. But she got that. She got one identical for me and her both. But she had it in a zip pack. This one right here. Put up. She's got all kinds of neat little packets, And I found some in my razors. I think I offered to have some, but I don't know where the rest of the package is. Those Slate Gillette brands. And I found this in her stuff, and that should be mine. It's like, why is she packing stuff of mine in her stuff? That don't make sense. And she sometimes does funny things like that. But, she's feminine. She set all that up. I did go through some stuff a little bit. I haven't went through it hardcore. Not that I should. I took those down for my own spiritual reasons. She had one hanging on each bracket up there. Anyway, and that's a neat little deal. But it plugs in on a DC outlet, not an AC. Direct current over alternator current, though automobiles these day and age, I don't know much about it, do also have alternating current. My aloe vera needs to be separated. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 little bitty aloe veras coming out of it. Anyway, I was just hoping. Oh, and she told me, I asked her. She showed up Wednesday. She first called me Tuesday afternoon, not counting a week or two before that, the messenger calls that were poor connection, no conversation. And whatever night it was like a couple of nights after Wednesday night, because she got here Wednesday afternoon, going backwards from the day of the 7th. And she, anyway, what did I say? Again, just to show. She came in here this Wednesday night, day before yesterday. I don't have enough light to show. She got her white coat up there, says it's cold, got some stuff off the wall. It makes me feel like I'm just a storage unit, She's got that up there, summer 2018. She had a purple blow dryer hanging there. She hung that up when she took a shower. And then hollering at me. She even had the door locked. She didn't want me coming in, which was fine. But she's like, when I knocked on the door, she's like, hey, will you bring me a towel? I forgot to bring a towel in here. I did that. I've done stuff like that many times. In this same bathroom, I've ran her a bath before. It was the middle of the day, afternoon. We're in the living room watching TV. She kept saying she felt bad or felt achy, or I don't remember what. It was way pre-COVID-19. I'm like, if I run you a bath, will you go take it? And then I'm in here making her grilled cheeses. She kept saying she had a headache. I'm like, well, you haven't ate much today. I'm like, that can contribute to headaches. And, I've been nice to this woman. I'm not just a mean man. I can run my mouth. I can project myself in a way that's not so. We've watched that movie together a long time ago. And we've watched a few movies. I don't know how. She put this one on the other night. We watched that one together. It don't matter. I'm not obsessing over that. What got me going is I saw the avocados, or I didn't see them. I looked them up. I'm like, are they still here? Because I'm like, I need to make them, and I need to eat something healthy anyway. I guess that's all I guess. No. I wanted to sum up on this. This is almost like the same, but she did the bulk of the cleaning there and then back there, which needed to be done. But I was thinking I was going to have her help me go through paperwork. I thought if she's going to be here for weeks and weeks, I was going to put the woman to work if she's willing to do it. And it would have worked out in her favor if she'd done it honestly and with good motive. And I think it would have. But then again, we can have disagreements. She can think she's paid or treated unfairly. But what I was going to say was, so many nights after she's here, I mean, she's only spent like 3 nights here, you know, and then left before dark last Sunday. Today's Friday. And I've slept on the couch every single time. Anyway, I brought up to her, she's like, oh, I've been thinking about you for a few weeks. I'm like, I noticed a few messenger calls and it was staticky. I'm like, it sounded like you. I thought it was you. And I'd already told her when she first called me Tuesday a week ago, I'm like, I've asked people about you. I'm like, I've been worried about you ever since you called, especially in late July, saying you've been living out of your car past 10 days and you was emotional, upset that day. And she told me she'd been in a wreck like sometime this past fall and had to go to the hospital, get staples in her head, you know. So, hey, I had reason to worry about her. I didn't know. I just wanted to know if something was gone, or gone by like death. If something bad happened to her, I just wanted to know so I'd quit wondering about her. And not in a selfish, bad way. And but anyway, here one night, whatever it was, late last week, you know, before she left, I asked, she's like, oh, I've been thinking about you for a few weeks, and she's like, I couldn't remember your number. She said she found the home phone number, the 2845 number. I shouldn't even divulge that on here, but she found it on the internet. And when she called me like Tuesday, she called me for a Tuesday a week ago, going backwards from the 7th, and then called me the next morning, and then showed up that afternoon with the common driver of mine and my late mother's. And she brought grocery. I gave her a list of groceries to get and put it in the driver's account, technically my biological father. And I needed groceries, and she picked up what I wanted. She did a good job on that. She got the bag of potatoes. And we were even on the phone. She's like, you got sugar? I'm like, honey, I got plenty of sugar. I think I even got sugar up here. Or do I have it in the bottom down here? I don't know. I've got some up there in a coffee canister. And I know she always likes stuff to drink. I've had this for months, though, unopened. She made some once. I've got 2 of them, Lipton tea. We went through the lemonade. I don't even know where the canisters are. I like that kind of lemonade. I actually like it better than this kind. She made some out of that, but I made it out of the other ones. The round things, the powdered lemonade mix. I guess they got thrown away. I don't know if there's one around. It don't really matter if I show it or not. But anyway, I just try to end on this point that she brought that. She even brought creamer, and she's like, I got the sugar free. She don't want anything sugar free. She likes creamer in her coffee. She brought that. I mean, so I paid for stuff and I wasn't mad about it. I used to buy it for her anyway. And but not the sugar-free kind. But anyway, within the second, third night that she's here, I asked her. She said, "I've been thinking about you." I'm like, "Why did you want to call me or get a hold of me?" She's like, "Oh, I've been thinking about you for a while." And this is the part that I was wanting to allude to way earlier. And I said it's kind of a selfish comment. Well, depending on the context, I mean, it could be practical. It could not be selfish. But I took it a little bit selfish, and I didn't tell her that in the moment, but. She's like, I've been thinking as I get older, she's like, who's going to take care of me? I'm not going to have anybody take care of me. But then not in that same moment of conversation, I don't even know if it was the same day, she's like, I don't want to be a nobody. She's like, I don't want to, so I don't get it, but, and I'm not saying this disrespectfully, but, people can, I just let Jasmine in not long ago. It's dark over there. There's no light on this one side, but showing more messes. But at least it's just a little bit like garden dirt. But anyway, I don't know. I guess that's all I had to say. I mean, I'm just saying. She told me on the phone before she came here Wednesday a week ago. I mean, I filled her out. I had to call her back. I first said no. I'm like, I don't think it's gonna work. And then I end up calling her back, and I'm being a very lonely, depressed man and needed company. I'm saying if she come in here with the right motive, it would have been very, very good for me. And that mirror she has laid out, we bought that together a long time ago. And, I mean, she put one of her little books up there, and I don't even know what she's all done. I've always kind of let her and trusted her. She's even put my book of Bible stories. That's mine, or that come from my great grandmother who I never met. And I mean, she's a talented woman in terms of keeping things in order, and that's based on a true story. And keeps, I don't know. I guess I was just wanting to say that she said she'd been thinking about me for a while. Said she started thinking as she gets older, who's going to take care of her? It's a little bit smoky. I just got this back going from early this morning's hot coals, and my deal may not be adjusted just right. But anyway, I'm just saying, I'm not saying she necessarily lied on purpose early on, because people can lie to themselves, and that's me being fairly objective. Jasmine kind of yawning over there. But anyway, and I like that. You know, Jasmine was so happy to see her like me. Jasmine hadn't seen the dog, in a year and a half. And I was like, man, maybe some of this stuff will be an emotional booster to her in a positive way. And I'd build her up. I mean, I would even tell her, I've always liked how she does her makeup and stuff like that. Can't even tell she does her hair. Makeup, she does it in moderation. And I even told her Saturday before we went to Norman's store, I'm like, oh, you look good. I'm like, how you done your makeup look good. And later that day, I'm like telling her, I can't even tell you dye your hair. And I've told her that a couple of years ago when she was here. I'm like, I've seen women dye their hair and it does not look natural at all. And I'd tell her certain things, you know, when she wasn't just in pajamas, got dressed. I'm like, oh, you look good. And she's like, oh, thank you. And so I'm just saying, I'm not being Mr. Mean Guy, even if I'm being a little bit over divulgent on here. But I don't know. So I'm just saying, she reached out to me first, said she wanted to come here with good intentions, said she wanted to help me. And then days later, I'm asking, how did you end up trying to reach out on me on Facebook or Messenger more so? Because I didn't even have Messenger on that phone, on a different device. And I'm like, I barely could hear you. It was a staticky connection. And she just, made the comment like, oh, as I get older, she's like, I've been wondering who's going to take care of me. But it's like, well, the way she's running around, presuming she is, not to impute wrong motive or speculation, she's not taking care of herself. Regardless of whatever degree her and I have that in common. Pillowcase. Should have been pulling that a while. I've been asleep. Whatever. I can put them in the washing machine at some point if it's still working. Anyway, shutting up with that.